Hi there, everybody. My name is Scott Egan, and I am the literary agent and the owner of the Greyhaus Literary Agency. We're located up here in Washington State. When I opened up the agency back in 2003, I had three goals in mind here. Number one is that we wanted to represent romance and women's fiction only. And I know that might seem like it's a really basic and a simple topic, but you know something, the romance and women's fiction industry is huge. And I felt that it was important that we stayed focused and stayed true to its genre so that we could really understand it and meet the needs of those authors. Secondly, I wanted to increase communication between the publishing professionals and the writers because I know a lot of you out there are struggling to find the right information and get what you need to be successful in the publishing industry. And a lot of times it's really hard to bridge that gap. I mean, if you've ever been to a conference before, you know it's really hard to suddenly find the editors because they're all hidden away someplace. And I wanted to make sure that we had that outreach for you. Finally, and this one was really the most important and really the reason why we're starting up this series here, is that I wanted to provide some education because I really do believe that there's a lot of authors out there who have some great ideas, but you're going into this blind. You need to be able to be educated, and that's educated in things such as even the writing craft or grammar, punctuation and spelling, and most importantly, things about the publishing industry. Because I think for many of you, if you've been struggling with your writing and you've been getting a ton of rejection letters, I think a lot of that can come back to just being educated and just learning about things. I want you to think about this though. We go to school, we go to K through 12, we go through high school, we go to college, we earn a degree, and why do we do that? We want to become an expert in our particular field. So we go to school, we take classes, we learn, we read books, we attend seminars, we learn as we go, right? People don't just suddenly graduate from high school and then wonder why they can't become a doctor and why nobody's accepting them when they send in their resumes. And why is that? They don't have the education. The problem, however, is that we've hit the writing industry and the publishing industry, and we have a lot of people out there who are just jumping in and then wondering why nobody likes their stories. You know, their beta readers love them, except their beta readers are their friends. So, of course, their beta readers love their books, right? I mean, it kind of goes back to, you know, why mom always hung all her pictures on the fridge and said it was the best thing ever. And when we look back at those, we think, not the best thing ever. Okay, so we have to become educated and we have to learn, and that's going to be the whole purpose of this series. So what my goal is that we're going to shoot for at least once a week, that we're going to put up an educational video here for you, something that you can learn from. And it'll be, like I said, a wide variety of topics, but I definitely want you to make sure that you email me if you've got some specific topics that you're interested in. So let me kind of give you a little background again as to where I'm coming from. I have a master's degree in English, in reading literacy, but I also have one in creative writing. But I've been in this industry, again, since 2003, running the agency. And we have books sold all over the world in that area of romance and women's fiction. Most recently, I've started working with the University of UCLA, I was going to say the whole thing, UCLA in their UCLA extension program, teaching courses such as developmental editing and even marketing and PR. So if you really want some intense stuff, that's the program for you. Outside of that, I am a teacher still, so I still am in the classroom teaching. I have three kids. One is in the science field, and he's a swimmer. My middle daughter is looking at business equine management, and she's actually a horse rider, obviously equine management. And then my youngest is into dance and is looking for a degree in hospitality and potentially business administration. So that's kind of her direction. Again, that's kind of where I'm coming from. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to learn from these videos. I want you to remember something though before we move into any of the actual videos. I want you to know this. that this is just one point of view, that this is just a launching pad for you so that you can think about where you want to go to with your career and what you need and what you don't need. It's always just a starting point. There is a lot to learn out there. And I want you to also remember that the publishing community, it is subjective, that one person likes one thing one way and somebody else likes it another way. And even when you start looking at things such as submissions, you're going to notice that every agent out there and every editor out there wants something different. So your job is to take what I'm going to be teaching you in these videos, take what we've got, adapt them, and adjust them to your individual needs. Okay? Now, the last thing that I want to say is that I am shooting for 1,000 subscriptions. I know it's a big launch. This is just the opening video, but I'm shooting for 1,000 subscriptions. Now, here's what I'm going to do for people. Once we've hit that 1,000 subscription mark, anybody who's already subscribed, I am going to put you into a drawing for potentially, we're going to shoot for this. It's a little bit further out there. I'll just kind of keep adjusting it as we go, for at least a 6-month mentoring program where I can be taking a look at your writing free of charge. Doesn't mean that you're going to be part of the agency. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be representing you, but I will be working with you for at least 6 months of the year. But we have to hit 1,000 subscriptions. So the best way to do that, hit that subscribe button below us. Make sure that you find some other people, forward this on to other people. And as always, if you are interested in having me come and talk to you, your writing group, all you have to do is reach out to me at the agency. The link is right there in the bio as well. So you can click on that link, go to thegreyhousagency.com, and I'm more than happy to help people out that way. You can also find me over at my blog spot. So the link right off there as well, so you can follow those links. But definitely make sure that you reach out to me. And really importantly, if you do have some additional ideas of some things that you definitely would love to have me talk about here on this site, please send me a message. Let me know that information. Tell me that you watched this on the YouTube video. But again, remember, once we hit that 1,000 submissions, we're going to have a 6-month mentoring program for at least a 6 month, we'll leave it that way, for anybody who is subscribed to this YouTube channel. So I will see you out there. We're going to start putting together the next video, which is probably going to be on query letter writing. So getting those query letters written and what we're actually looking for in a submission when you actually send those out to people. I want you to think about something though. Leave you with this last thought. And this actually comes from Ray Bradbury. And here's what he says. He says, you fail only if you stop writing. If you have stopped writing, that's your failure. As long as you keep pushing forward, you're going to be in great shape. So I look forward to seeing you here on these videos. Again, subscribe to this as quickly as possible. The sooner we get to 1,000, the better the chance is that we're going to have 6 months or more of mentoring from Greyhaus Literary Agency. I'll see you out there. Bye-bye.